January 2022, Unit 15, Human Immunity. Topic I'll cover during this presentation. For this first part of this presentation, I'll cover the section 1 of the assignment, which shows an understanding of non-specific defenses against diseases. An infection occurs when microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses invade the body, typically through the mouth, the nose, or a cut in the skin. Bacteria are single-celled organisms which can cause illnesses such as meningitis and pneumonia. Viruses are different to bacteria in that they need a host to replicate and survive. Diseases caused by viruses include common cold and chickenpox. Skin diseases such as athlete's foot and ringworm are caused by fungi, and prostate diseases such as scabies and malaria are caused by parasites. Infection can be transmitted via direct contact, indirect contact, insect bite, and through food contamination. Indirect spread of infections occur when the bacteria or viruses is transmitted to a surface from another person to touch and transfer to their own body, typically via their mouth. It is a thought that cold viruses can survive on an indoor surfaces for several days, but its ability to cause infection drop rapidly over time. Insect bites transfer method from bugs such as mosquitoes and crickets. Food can also become contaminated with bacteria such as E. coli, which causes food poisoning and can make a person really feel unwell. The body has three lines of defense to protect our cells and vital organs from infection. The innate, non-specific defense and mechanism which functions to prevent pathogen from entering the body or functions to eliminate invaders. These defenses are genetically programmed and happen autonomously. The skin is the largest organ in the body and is our most permanent physical barrier of defense. The epidermis of the skin provides a waterproof covering which prevents penetration of microbiological organs, chemical irritations, and toxic. Should the skin become greased or cut, it heals by quickly form of a scab to act as a temporary barrier which the skin underneath heals. The saltiness of the skin and the presence of a normal flora are also innate defenses, and these conditions do not provide the right environment for bacteria to grow. The body is also able to fight microorganisms using enzymes found in the secretion of internal mucous membrane. These membranes are responsible to filter infectious agents, pathogens, and allergens whilst allowing nutrients to pass through. Stomach acids, pancreatic enzyme, bile and intestinal secretions can also be found in the gastrointestinal tract, and each provide a chemical barrier against infection. Movement of the germ through the digestive system via the pancreatic contractions also happen to remove microorganisms which may otherwise cause harm. Pathologists believe up to 70% of our immune system is located in our gastrointestinal tract and demonstrate how important it is to keep a healthy gut. Pathogens can also enter Pathogens can also enter the body through the nose, which is why our nostril cavities are coated with sticky mucus that traps the microorganism before they can travel into the airway. Although this is not 100% effective all the time, so humans also have tiny projection called cilia on the line of the airway which slips particles up to the throat where they can be swallowed into their stomach. The inflammatory response of the skin. When injury occurs, the body creates an inflammatory response, which, which is the innate immune system response to damage or infections involving a number of cellular events. The physical effect include dilation of blood vessels, forming gaps in the cell wall, allowing large blood cells to pass through, increasing blood flow and creating inflammation. The site may appear swollen and feel warm to touch because of the extra blood and proteins attracted to the infection, and is often painful because of the inflammation. Inflammation is one of our second line of defense and is vital as it isolates the area, stopping damage from spreading whilst promoting healing. In the diagram, we can see an example of when the skin has been damaged and chemical signal has been released from the cells to alert the pathogen to move into the area to absorb the bacteria into the vascular cells, and this is a process known as phagocytic, which is a second line of defense in it. When the phagosome fuses with liposome, a phagosome is created, and the phagosome is filled with digestive enzymes which destroy the content, and that ends the process of phagocytosis. The microphagocytes developed from monocytes when inflammation occurred, and they are of vital importance to the immune system. Microphagocytes are variations of glandular skin cells which protect the body from microbial infection by blocking and destroying the phagocytes. The next section of this assignment of this presentation covers section 2 of the assignment brief, showing an understanding of specific immunity. Cytokines are complement protein produced by various cells to enhance the immune response through signaling, meditating, inflammatory, and immunity. There are more than 30 complement protein in total which activate and when triggered by the presence of pathogens. For example, they interact with each other a, to create a cascade of interaction, attracting pathogen to remove unwanted particles, intim- intimidate, intimidate inflammations, and produce protein to attack invading organisms. Antigen, Antigens are molecules found inside the pathogen and often help the pathogen to enter the body. Antigen caused the immune response in the body by communicating to the cells that there is an attack. Microphores give antigen, but neurophils do not give antigen the communication. Neutrophils are the most abundant white blood cells and are often the first to reach the site of infection or injury. The medium-sized cells attach to the walls of the blood vessel and block germs from accessing the bloodstream. Molecules become microphores to carry out the Vogel's process. This description of other immune systems can be seen on the slides here. Lymphocytes are another type of white blood cells which can be found in the lymphatic tissue around the body. There are two types of lymphocytes, the T cells and the B cell. The T cell matured in the thyroid gland and functions to help destroy problematic cells such as pathogen or damaged cancerous cells. The helper T cells, the most common type of T cell, regulate most of the immune functions in the body by releasing lymphocytes that stimulate another T cells to grow and attack foreign body. B cells mature in the bone marrow and produce antibodies or immunoglobulin which activated. Some cells can also are type of B cells which secrete antibodies into the circulatory system to provide immunity and memory. B cells stores the memory of the specific antigen in the lymphatic nodes to be used again when required. Immunoglobulin has many functions, including the recruitment of immune cells, neutralization of toxin, and the removal of antigen. As you can see, the immunoglobulin are arranged in the shape of a Y, with the smallest have the ability for the smallest chain has the ability to bind to the antigen. The immunoglobulin is named after the type of heavy chain they have. The common variations of the Ig are shown on the slide here. So the most common immunoglobulin, the most common attack the foreign bodies and activate the complement pathway. Immunoglobulin E has the largest molecules and increase the response to parasites, infections, and allergic reactions. Immunoglobulin M, the first to appear when the pathogen is detected. Antigen found throughout the body and also in a harmful pathogen are used by the immune system to signal whether it should attack or not, depending on whether the antigens are foreign or self. Foreign antigens are those found in the pathogens and will be remembered by B cells when they are recognized in the body. the body triggered antibodies production and identification. All nucleated cells have unique surface molecules that identify them as cells. They are also known as the maker and the maker majority historic complex. The immune system has a self-tolerance, which means that it will not attack cells with the MHC class 1 identification tag. Although in rare cases, a person may develop an autoimmune disease which occurred when B or T cells become activated against self-antigen, but it is also known when this happens. Type of hypersensitivity reaction. Hypersensitivity is the occurrence of abnormal immune response caused by a repeated exposure of a particular antigen. Hypersensitivity diseases can be grouped based on their delaying cause as seen on the slides for examples. Autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune disease can occur all over the body and cause fatigue, muscle ache, low fever, and inflammation on the body. The five of the most common autoimmune diseases are type 1 diabetes, rheumatoid and multi-sessional flus. These are the most type of autoimmunity disease that can happen. The next slide. Organ transplant is carried out to correct organ malfunctioning with a healthy organ given by a donor and is often a life-saving procedure. Unfortunately, the immune system does not always accept donor organ, viewing it as a foreign agent. The process of this is known as a rejection of transplanted organ. As we discussed earlier on in this presentation, the immune system is capable to recognize the antigen of the surface of the cell as a foreign or self. In the case of transplant, the immune system may not recognize the antigen present on the organ and it may intimate as an attack. To improve the chances that the body will accept the new organ, physician will try to closely attach both organs, donor and the recipient, using a procedure called tissue typing. A medical continuity antibodies is also used during and after surgery to fight off a specific T cell known as cause rejection. If the rejection does not occur, it will be one of the three types here on the slide. The most common types of rejection is the acute, and all recipients will experience some amount of acute rejection. An example of hyperacute rejection could be recipient is given the wrong blood type. Section 3 of this assignment will discuss about how an antigen invade the body like through a vaccine. How the immune system responds to vaccine. When a new pathogen or disease enters the body, it introduces a new antigen. For a new antigen, our body needs to build a specific antibody that can grab into the antigen and defeat the pathogen. Measles cases in England and Wales 1940. As you can see, measles cases in England and Wales from 1940 to 2007, which raises the vaccine and immune system in our body. The ad immune system. As you can see, this is an ad immune system that allows the entire our vaccine work. Vaccination program and factors affecting vaccine uptake, preparation of the risk, low confidence in the vaccine, access barriers, inconvenience, lack of communication to trusted